I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
If you become ill or injured at work and need an experienced attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court, protect your rights and freedom to get you the best possible results for your case and the justice you deserve. Trust your rights and freedom to Liberty Law Group, attorneys serving Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive. If you own a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, or Mini, you know specialized service matters. Our team uses advanced diagnostic equipment, OE equipment, including factory-level software, to accurately diagnose and repair your vehicle. Dealer-level capabilities with hometown service. A1 Automotive, 1117 L Street. You can call us 402-477-4660.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers, and if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
The headlines, they can lie. The scoreboard, it can mislead. But Rudy, whether you like it or not, will keep it real. Get your dose of reality during Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back to another episode here. Real Talk, Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. It's been a very eventful 24 hours or so. I mean, whether that's UFC, whether that's World Cup, whatever it is, we're going to get into all of it. Trust me. But what bigger than truly UFC 329 last night? I mean, the good, the bad, the ugly, the very ugly, if we're going to be honest here. I mean, initial reactions, initial thoughts, initial whatever you want to call it. I'm there last night, as I'm sure we all are, hoping for not just a good fight, because with the matchup at hand, you were expecting nothing less. But God, there's a lot of questions that come up with this now, not just alone with, oh, well, what's next for McGregor? None of that. Because yes, we're going to get into some of these questions. We're going to try to figure out what could be next, if there is a next. What is the outlook on what is going to happen with Conor McGregor after this? But I want to say that I know what I'm going to say, but it's so hard to have that idea because again, I wasn't someone who was just advocating this entire time of, oh, McGregor's going to go get it done. And I also wasn't on the fence of just, oh, Holloway's going to go out there and kind of wipe the floor with him. I think it's a fight that, depending on what perspective you wanted to look at it from, you could have seen either outcome in a sense. But again, the craziest part of it all to me is you can't just sit here and be like, well, McGregor doesn't have it anymore. Well, as much as I want to say, oh, yeah, well, the loss will say that, it doesn't really. And it's not me defending the match. It's not me saying he didn't lose. Because, no, at the end of the day, loss is a loss no matter how it comes up on the score, on the box score. At the end of the day, you either get a W or you get an L in there. And you got the L. I mean, hasn't taken a win in years now. And it's sad to just see it. Not for McGregor in his own sense, but also just for the UFC. I mean, this is one of the most hyped events. It's one of the most hyped weeks of UFC in general. It's International Fight Week. Like, this is what people swarm around the country to come see. And that's what we're left with. I mean, you want to talk about Patty's fight, which, again, amazing. Another under a minute finish there. Crazy submission finish there. Had to let the ref know that his opponent had passed out before the ref even understood that, which is in its own right insane. Before we get into this, if you want to be a part of the show, comments, questions, concerns, 402-464-5685. I'm sure we got a lot to get to because it was a big night. I mean, going back to just the fight here, like, Max comes out first. Some slow entrances. They were really building this momentum and the suspension up, so that was great to see. But it just, for what the fight was supposed to be, I wouldn't have cared if McGregor got out there and got knocked out in the first 10 seconds. I wouldn't have cared if McGregor knocked out Holloway in the first 10 seconds. I would have been complete because it was a complete fight. Somebody won, somebody lost. But for it to happen how it did, in a way where, I mean, you come out with the flying kick, you're McGregor in opening seconds. I think the main consensus that everyone's going back to is the way that right knee landed after that kick. You see it buckled in. After that, trouble getting to his feet. After that, just a mess of what was trying to be done and trying to be accomplished. And it never, again, we saw it. It never took off. And it's, like I said, it's sad for the sport of UFC, in my opinion. It's sad for mixed martial arts because this is a guy who did take the UFC world, one, by storm, but two, also just grew the sport as a whole. And so, I mean, do I think he's a top 5 fighter? No. Do I think that the recent track record of his success is the reason? Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think anyone's been a bigger star in the UFC than Conor McGregor. I don't think anyone's more of a household name to people who don't follow the UFC fighting world as much as Conor McGregor. And so to be able to have this fight in Vegas, the big fight feel, it was awesome. I mean, I was tuned in from the prelims. I was tuned in from the undercards. And then, of course, the main events rolled around. Everything was great. And I sent the text message to DP as everyone's watching the fight last night. Let me pull it up here. I said, McGregor's fight. This was moments before, I want to say Patty might have just won, maybe a couple minutes before I sent this text. So it was fresh off the Patty Pimblett. Everything was was rocking. I was watching. I was like, wow, like this is everything that's kind of been lived up to be, and I'm excited. I said McGregor's fight has a lot to live up to. These matches are getting better and better and better. And DP responded with a meme of Shrek looking up like oh okay like after the injury. And it's crazy because like I'm saying, this fight was so big, so big. And mind you, me and my roommate, are we the biggest UFC fans in the world? No. Do I think we're casuals? No, either. But for us last night, like this is all we were looking forward to. I know I have some buddies back home who I was talking to today that the fight was the main thing that was kind of not getting them through the day, but it was, man, I'm at work, man, I'm doing this, man, I got this going on, I got this, whatever it is, but hey, McGregor's fighting tonight. That was kind of the consensus was, okay, like, you know what you're looking forward to. Yes, there was it's the sports world. There's a million things going on any given second of any given day. But, God, we'll listen to the audio here because in the moment, I think, yes, we all saw the slips. We saw him battling to his feet, and we were like, okay, maybe is the ring slippery somehow? Is something going on there? Is he just not finding his footing? Finally comes back to his feet, and then we get this.
Oh, and now look, that's going to do it. Oh, my goodness. What is going on? About as anticlimactic an end as there could be. McGregor's injured. There's some injury he's dealing with.
But why do they? It looks like his right leg.
And that's the thing. Like, the way, I think the word that is going to stick with me the most about this UFC 329 is just anticlimactic. Like, everything. Not even just from the hype of this specific main event, but the entire card was building up to this. The entire card was just getting better and better and better. You saw submissions in there. You saw guys who were just getting beat up, and it was. I still think the UFC as a sport's an interesting thing when you break it down layer by layer. But to be able to have the type of talent you did out there, you had guys who were making names for themselves that maybe casuals might not be aware of, and you have guys out there who Gable Steveson who are entering their first UFC official fight. And that's a draw-in name. And that's the thing. These are names that just stand out and made the card what it is. And for the fight to be over in, 1 minute and 9 seconds, I believe is what the final time was. I'll pull it up here, but it's crazy. Yeah, 1 minute and 9 seconds, 69 seconds here. I'm just... I think the questions start to arise of... Because going into this fight, I mean, I think the narrative that some people were trying to ask and trying to uncover and talk about were, like, why is he doing it? What is the need to come back? What is the need? And Holloway asked him right after that. He said, why would you ever think about getting back in here, basically? And it wasn't because, oh, like, look at what happened to you. Like, I kicked your butt. No, it was more of like, you have nothing else to prove. Like, you were the first ever double champ at the same time. Like, you're a name that everybody is familiar with. You've grown the game so much. You have grown to be a star. Like, you have done so much. Nobody needed this. Did we want it? Absolutely. Want and needs two different things. But now you're entering this realm of, okay, McGregor is there's always now you're hitting a point where it's hard to overlook the last injury and the last couple of losses, because this career he has the career that has been had is one that is entirely worth noting and entirely worth talking about. Entirely, you can't talk about the sport of the UFC and where it's at and where it came from and all the developments across the board without talking about Conor McGregor. Like, that is end all be all. It comes back to him full circle at some point. But this is not the McGregor that you would be talking about. You'd be talking about the McGregor from 2016, 2015, that era. This McGregor we're getting now. This McGregor that, and we'll pull up some tweets here because I do find it interesting what he said on Twitter and his response. Because if you're unaware, right after the fight, McGregor instantly just leaves the ring. And yes, do I think that that's... I don't know. I was talking to my mom about this actually earlier on the aspect of when it comes to Conor McGregor, that is a guy who, whether you see him at the grocery store or whether you see him in the ring, whether you see him at a post conference, a press conference, wherever you see him, you're expecting the same McGregor and the same flip of that coin. And I think for him to leave the ring immediately, not get any questionings in there, not get checked by a medical professional, not kind of just like that, take your ball and leave. Do I think that's right or wrong? I'm not going to answer that because I don't think there's a right or a wrong answer about that. I think for some people, again, I'm not going to be in those shoes, but for some people like me, when it came to my baseball days and me being a baseball player at Nebraska Wesleyan, if there was any type of failure in my day, yeah, I don't want to talk to anybody, but at the same time, I'm not in the MLB. These are the things that come with the task. And yes, it is extremely unfortunate that you lost. It's extremely unfortunate that I want to use the word freak accident for this because you didn't get knocked out necessarily. You didn't go in there and get just destroyed. Like, it wasn't a loss where everyone's now looking at it and like, man, McGregor, you fell off. Now it's more of just an injury thing. Now it's more of the health side of things, which is different conversations. But I think the way he conducted himself after to kind of just walk directly out of the stadium. I mean, there's a video on Twitter circulating and social medias now where he is just directly walking. He's in his trunks, still no shirt, nothing, just walking straight to that car out of the arena's garage. And do I think that's wrong? Do I think that's right? No, I think that is what McGregor is doing. I think when you get Conor McGregor, you get the good, the bad, the ugly. And for that, I mean, I think if you were to ever, if someone would have told me, hey, McGregor's going to lose tonight, he's going to walk out of the stadium after directly and not say a word to anybody, I wouldn't have been too surprised. But that also didn't come because of the injury. Like, that is the fallback here. But again, after this, we instantly got some tweets from McGregor on the timeline. First tweet that we get, this comes at around 12:30 at night. My head gasket is gone. Destroyed. I had no injuries going into the fight. I was throwing kicks, planted, and jumping all throughout camp as well as backstage before the fight. This came out of nowhere. I am beyond dark here. I can only describe it as hell. And then 4 hours later, around 4 a.m, he posts, I was so sharp and so ready for this fight, I cannot believe what has happened. The talk of me being off while walking into the fight is nonsense. I was calm, ready, and confident. I am in shock what has taken place. The devil is literally staring me right in front of my face here. I am not engaging. I will be at church tomorrow. I will overcome this. I will not be deterred, and I will return. And then in the same hour, we get one more tweet. I believe this is just, yes, we get a prayer from McGregor on the timeline. Photo of basically his Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ. And I like, the thing that stands out to me the most is the I will overcome this, I will not be deterred, and I will return. Because again, are we necessarily asking for this? And I don't want to say no in the sense of, oh, I never want to see McGregor back in the ring. But now you're starting to mess with your legacy if you do try to come back from this and you try to do more here. Because again, did I think that flying kick in the first opening seconds was anything I expected to see from McGregor? No. My wholehearted take on this, at least with the opening kick that kind of set everything off, I think, of course, you're going for the opening finish. You're going for the quick finish here. I understand the explosiveness you're trying to set the tone with. I get it. You're Conor McGregor. You live for the moments. You arise to them. Some people, when the moment gets big, they run from it. Some people run into the moment full force. And we saw that. And do I think the moment got the best of him? Maybe. But in the sense of, I think with all the noise surrounding, is this really the same Conor McGregor? Is this the same guy that we've seen dominate the UFC? Is this still the guy with the double champ in his heart? And I think all that got to him because you come out here, you try to get the win in the opening moments, or at least you try to put some heroic cape on and try to knock something into Max Holloway in the opening seconds. And now look where it got you. Like, I don't think that his plan of attack was one that was level-headed. And I don't think that he acted out of character. I think he acted into his own Conor McGregor character as we've expected. But I think the pressure might have gotten to his head. I think the talks of, is he washed? Are we going to get the same fight? Or is this still the same McGregor? I think all those questions got into his head, whether he realized it or not. I think the moments were bright. You heard the pop when he walked out. I turned to my roommate. I said, this feels as most WWE as possible in terms of the hype for this guy coming out. Like, it is Conor McGregor, the Mac. The Mac is back. Everything that you've been told just wasn't it. And on the YouTube comments here, we'll get into these before we get to our break here. Do I think McGregor is now labeled as injury prone? I think his last fight before this, I think, was a freak accident. I think this one too, because obviously, as we mentioned in the clip and as we mentioned overall, it's not the same leg he injured, 5 years ago now? But I think you got to get into those talks that, yes, these injuries he's taking are hard to come back from, but at the same time, like, if your body can't do it, your body can't do it. There's a reason we don't see too many guys who just keep going into the UFC year after year after year once they get to a certain age. And I'm not saying he's out of that age range. I'm not saying any of that. But when you've taken some shots and you've taken some injuries as McGregor has, you're not the same athlete you were 10 years ago now. And I think everybody in the fighting world, everybody who's a spectator, everybody who is not McGregor can understand that. But like we mentioned last week, the egos that come with athletes like Conor McGregor are one that kind of just, no matter what, they're going to be there. And do I think that's wrong? No, I think that's what got him to the point of where he's at. But at the same time, I think now you're entering the realm of, yes, exactly, when is enough? And I don't know what the answer is, because based on his tweets and based on everything, there's going to be a return. But I don't know if that's necessarily needed. And then back to your second comment here, you live by the sword, you die by the sword. I agree. I think he was going for that all-out finish. I think that, okay, try to go for the star-studded move here, and it backfired. If I'm in McGregor's shoes right now, how do I respond? It's a great question, because I've thought about this. And once we get back from our first break here on Real Talk, we'll get all into that. Again, we're talking UFC 329 recap. Anything you want to get across, 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line. Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV. We'll be right back after this.
Hey, Husker Nation. This is Todd Euler, two-time national champion with Window World Lincoln. Are you ready to transform your home? We offer exceptional replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing that will elevate your home's curb appeal and value. As a nationally known, locally owned business, we treat you like family and work tirelessly to deliver the best for less. Don't wait to give your home the upgrade it deserves. Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or check out windowworldlincoln.com. Let's make your home the talk of the neighborhood.
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy, so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, lease a 2026 Ford F-150 for $198 per month for 36 months. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1008623, $198 per month lease for 36 months with approved credit, 7,500 miles per year, 14,000 to signing. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 7/6/26.
Rick Heyman here from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. I want to personally thank our great customers for voting us once again the best of Lincoln. At the same time, we're celebrating our 120th year in business in the great state of Nebraska. You can count on Sartor Heyman for the very best quality, value, and customer service. When it comes to your jewelry needs, visit us at South Point, Grand Island, and the Outlet in downtown Lincoln. Visit us today at sartorheyman.com, and thank you for your continued trust after all these years.
Hey there, this is Paul Scheel, owner of High Electric. I want to thank our friends and loyal customers and introduce High Electric to those looking for a new electrician. We've been serving the Lincoln and Omaha area for over 30 years, from design to install, upgrades, and repair. If you are a homeowner or a small business needing some electrical work, call us at 402-466-6606 or check us out at hyelectric.com. We look forward to hearing from you.
If you become ill or injured at work and need an experienced attorney, call Liberty Law Group. The attorneys at Liberty Law Group will defend you in court, protect your rights and freedom to get you the best possible results for your case and the justice you deserve. Trust your rights and freedom to Liberty Law Group. Attorneys serving Nebraska and Iowa. Call them today at 877-404-5238. That's 877-404-5238. Or check them out online at libertylawgroup.com.
If one of the things running through your mind as a business owner is the recurring worry of possible cyber attacks, you can let out a sigh of relief. Hamilton Business Technologies has you covered. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we offer real-time threat monitoring, advanced security protocols, and more to keep your data safe from harm. We care about the success of Nebraska businesses and communities like yours. Learn how we can help you at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive. If you own a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, or Mini, specialized service matters. Our team uses advanced diagnostic equipment, OE equipment, including factory-level software, to accurately diagnose and repair your vehicle. Dealer-level capabilities with hometown service. A1 Automotive, 1117 L Street. You can call us 402-477-4660.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
Reality is setting in. Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back. Real Talk, Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. As always, if you want to be a part of the show, 402-464-5685. That is the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line here. Or if you want to chime in, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, whatever you got, any questions to come along, we're answering them all of them. One question that we were posed here before the break from my good friend Nikki here. If I'm in McGregor's shoes, how do I respond? I think it depends which McGregor I am. If I'm Twitter McGregor and I think that I'm going to be making a comeback, obviously that starts as soon as you figure out what diagnosed injury you have. I'm not too sure if that's publicly available yet. I'll look into that for sure. But I think legacy-wise, I think based on what you want to accomplish, I don't know if there should be a return. And again, I thought this initial return, I thought this was going to be great for the sport. I thought it was going to be awesome because it is awesome. I mean, we're all fans here of good sporting environments and good sporting showings. Like we all appreciate it all. But on one hand, I am so tired of just having to go through this cycle. Like that, to follow up your question here, is there anything that he has to prove? No. I don't think there's anything left to prove if you're McGregor. I think if he truly wants to be the return and he truly wants to this, you're putting yourself in this situation where you can't afford to lose. You really can't. You can't afford to take another loss if you're McGregor. And do I think that he's the bad man that can go on that run and not lose? No, I don't. I think he's hit a point in his career where, and again, are we going to know this? Is there anything for me to go off of last night to say that he's in fighting shape? No. And that's the worst part of this all. Do I think mentally? Sure, he probably is. I mean, you heard it from Holloway himself that he was actively trying to bring to attention that, hey, McGregor's injured. Hey, like ref, let's stop this. Hey, ref. So no, I don't think there's anything to prove. I think he's mentally one of the toughest, at least one of the most outgoing is the word I'll use to describe Conor McGregor. That's why we're interlinked here, Nikki. Is there any more he can do to solidify his legacy, or is it only possible for him to harm it more? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the latter of the option here. I think you come back, like let's say he would have won last night. Let's say he goes out there, beats Max Holloway. Okay, great. Do I think that bumps him up anything insanely? I mean, not necessarily. I think Max Holloway is a extremely talented. Like, it's not to say that the win wouldn't have boosted anything, because that's not what I'm getting at. What I'm getting at is, like you are saying, McGregor has just kind of done these things where it doesn't match what's been done already. And the way that I can explain this in baseball terms, because again, baseball player, it's like, yeah, like you're coming back to just not even like really win a championship. You're here to just be on the team. You're not really contributing. It's kind of like Nelson Cruz in like his last couple years. And do I think he's a better athlete than Nelson Cruz in this exact stage? Yeah, I mean, absolutely. But to that extent of the age is catching up, the talent's dropping down, you're getting surpassed by guys around you who are younger, faster, quicker, stronger, healthier. We say it all the time here, and I'll reiterate this point until they find a way to kick me off the airwaves. The best ability is availability. And if you want to paint the picture that UFC cards aren't the same without you, and oh, well, there's a different feel because the Mac is back, and there's a different feel because McGregor's on the card, and there was. I mean, you had national headlines coming into this. You had people who, right or wrong, hated this man coming into this fight. You had so much more noise because it was McGregor on the card, because it was him versus Holloway too, where yes, they haven't fought in 10 years or so and all this and that, but if I don't see a world where it's necessary to have Conor McGregor a part of fights anymore. And it's not because I don't think he's talented. It's not any of that, but all anyone in the national media is going to be talking about right now, before anything from last night, is going to be the McGregor loss. And I don't think that's wrong, because it was the main event, but you're ignoring so much more talent that you're kind of taking eyes off of these now. And do I think people are still going to talk about Patty and the submission he had last night? Absolutely. And I think rightfully so. I think that was one of the best finishes all night. I think it was a very amazing fight. I was so excited. I was hyped up. It was a quick one, which is interesting. I don't know how people feel about quick fights like that all the time, but it's just overshadowed now. Like, now it is simply just feeling like, okay, well, it's the McGregor loss night. That's it. There were so many great fighters that went out there, put some more respect on their name, or kept growing their name into this ranking system. But no one's going to talk about that now, because it's all McGregor. If he wins last night, it's hype for his return, of course, but it's no boost to his legacy. He's done this before years prior, yes, but it's nothing new. Exactly. I think that's where I'm at with what last night's ceiling could have been. Last night's ceiling could have probably just as been as like that. It would have been the hype where, oh, McGregor proved everybody wrong, or everybody right, or he did this. And yes, it would have been huge nationally if he would have won. It's huge nationally that he lost the way he did. Either way, a flip of the coin, you knew we were going to be talking about this today. But like that, there's not much more up he could have gone from here. And it's not to say that, oh, he's done everything in the sport, but he's accomplished so much. He's been a fighter that everybody knows. Like I said, one of the coolest things I've thought he did was kind of just grow the name in terms of getting people to get paid more, and that was awesome. But yeah, and then to your next comment here, the McGregor collapse becomes more of the name and the brand and the quality of entertainment in the sport. I agree. This is the second time we're now talking about him finishing a match from injuries in the way it happened. Like, my biggest takeaway and the worst thing of it all for me is we cannot, not a single one of us can sit here and say, well, man, he doesn't belong in that ring. Aside from the health part, of course, because yeah, you didn't deserve to be in there if you were injured. But what I'm getting at is we can't take away that he's not a good fighter. We can't take away that he is a good fighter. And that's the worst of it for me, because I wish we were able to come into here today and I could say, well, McGregor doesn't have it anymore. Got striked pretty often. Or we could have came in here and been like, man, those 5 years were nothing. I think if he wins last night, the 5-year narrative becomes a little more mute, and it becomes a little more of, okay, well, that might be the case, but he did it. Because 5 years not fighting like this and then coming back against someone who is very consistent like that, it would have been awesome. Exactly. You can't deny the skill and the work he put in, and I won't, but this is always going to have the asterisk of it just wasn't enough. The injuries are freak accidents. Nobody ever was hoping for an injury. So I know many people that I know were hoping for a McGregor loss. Some people were hoping for a Holloway loss, and I get it. I was hoping for a good fight. Hey, guys, someone's got to be happy and someone's got to be sad in these. But real quick, what's my opinion on quick fights? I think it depends, honestly, because I like quick fights. I mean, there's nothing wrong with them. It's It's exciting to see a guy get knocked down in the opening seconds or the opening minute, the opening round. It's also exciting to see a guy go 3 full rounds and they're just duking it out round to round to round. Those are always fun. So I think it depends on the fight. I think the Patty fight last night, you could tell that there was more of aggression in there, and I love that. And I mean, him putting away in however less than a minute he did, it was crazy. Like, I enjoy short fights when they're exciting. I enjoy long fights when they're exciting. I just enjoy exciting fights. Dan from Canopy up here on the Starter Heyman Jewelers text line. It's all fake, just like the WWE scripted. That is a narrative going around right now. Like, was this truly was there more to it? And I saw people saying it was a fishy finish last night. And my thing when it comes to like the whole sports is scripted debate that, I mean, we hear it in many sports. We truly do. I think it's so interesting because for just base layer kind of context here, when people say that, we're just conspiracy theorying. But the cool thing I've always said about conspiracy theories, whether they relate to world events, whether they relate to sports, we're never going to know. Like, we're never going to get a yes or no if this was scripted. Do I think it was? I personally don't. I think, yeah, maybe he had a freak injury. Maybe he landed wrong, and I think that's what it is. But, yeah, I mean, I've heard that narrative. But like I said, we're never going to know, and I'm just not. I don't know. I want to look into that more because I saw it more than I thought I would have, that it was scripted. And I don't know. I mean, I'd have to look into what people are assuming is scripted about it. Was it just he's not really hurt, just called the match off type of thing? Is that what people are going for? And I don't know. But interesting question. Do I think Patty as a fighter could be better than McGregor? I think he's got some ways to go still. I can't say that he is right now, and I know your question is it could be. But I don't know. I think he's in his prime, which helps. Still got to rank up a couple fights, I want to be honest here, but he's got to win the title, got to defend it. Like, I think that's the thing. When it comes to these newer fighters, not newer, but at least guys who are now ranking up and guys who are becoming more household names. We've known Patty for years now. It's a household name. I mean, it was me and a couple buddies last night watching the fight, and we're all watching, and he's out there singing his song right before the fight. And man, this dude's a superstar. Like, there's some fighters that whether win or lose, you're excited to see them come to that ring. Whether they're fighting someone you love, they're coming to that ring. So I mean, do I think that he could be a better fighter than him? I think he's got ways to go. Because as much as we want to sit here and bash McGregor, and last night's performance was subpar, one second. Sorry about that. Win or lose, they sell tickets. Yes, exactly. But back to what I was saying. I think it's just, for as much as we want to bash and the recency bias when it comes to McGregor and what happened last night, I think the word we're all feeling, whether you wanted him to win or whether you wanted him to lose, we're all disappointed with that fight. Because even if you're a Max Holloway fan, you can't sit here and be like, well, he did it. I mean, technically, that's the thing. If McGregor were to return, do I think it is necessary? I've said it no multiple times. But now you're tied with Max Holloway, technically. So could it be in the agenda? Who knows? Would I hate if it's in the agenda? Absolutely not. Because, yeah. But here's my thing. And we'll wrap up the segment with this. If that is the route we end up going on, if the return starts today and everything and all this and that, McGregor believes in it, believes everything he's telling everybody else. If we get to this point, let's just say a year from now, I doubt it because this is going to be a tough recovery, but let's just throw out 365 days, right? We're here June or July, it'll be the 11th, July 11th, 2027. Be crazy. You're tuning into Real Talk a year from now. And we get to the same situation where the fight's not going to happen, or he's done in the first round with a self-inflicted wound. Like, you run the risk of just tarnishing the legacy, because right now I think he's at a spot where he's at a crossroads of if he were to get back into it, gets hurt again, or something like this happens where you're just leaving your fans and the UFC world disappointed. Now your legacy is really in for it. And I don't think that that's a crazy take. I don't think it's anything that some people aren't already thinking. Do I think his legacy is tarnished at this exact second? Not necessarily. I think now you're looking at it a little closer. And I think if he were to put himself, because when he went for a guy like McGregor with such status and such legacy already tied to it, he is giving that now at this point in his career, he is giving that legacy and that status up to some just vulnerable aspects here. Because if he goes out there and loses again off an injury, I'm not giving the reasoning anymore. It's okay, he's lost. Like, interesting you say this question here, Nikki. Is Conor McGregor entering a Celtics-Shaq era? Last night, I get a text from Nick Wyman. Wow, the Nick to Nick connection. Nick Wyman says, I'm so ready for a Celtics-Shaq performance tonight from McGregor, which was just crazy. Do I think that's proper? Probably not, but it is what it is. With that being said, we'll wrap it up with some more UFC final thoughts here before we get to our second hour. We do got 2 hours of real talk today. So we'll wrap it up here, and I actually want to talk about the Celtics-Shaq era, in a sense, on the other side of the hour. So keep it tuned right here, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs, quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside's margaritas and old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Graham Tire presents life's greatest adventures.
Okay, take the worm, put it on the hook, and now bring your pole back and throw it forward. And just let the fish come to you.
I got a bite! It's a big one, Dad!
Great road trips start with great service. Graham Tire, your tire store next door, with 5 convenient Lincoln locations, getting you to the places that matter most.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill. Open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road, just south of 14th and Highway 2.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
Imagine starting your day with a computer glitch that leaves you feeling stuck, frustrated, and unable to get your work done. You have 1,000,001 things to get done today, and waiting for the tech issue to solve itself isn't one of them. It's time to let Hamilton handle the tech so you don't have to. We help businesses across the state spend more time on what they do best and less time frustrated with office technology. As the official business IT partner of the Huskers, we're focused on providing custom solutions that set you up for success now and in the future. Connect with us today at hamiltonisbusiness.com.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves. We would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize to participate again. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the KNTK Studios at 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeited. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
This summer, as the world watches the pitch, Raising Cane's is serving up the best matches all tournament long, like chicken fingers and cane sauce. No matter who you're rooting for this summer, kick it with Cane's for the games. One love.
Reality is setting in. Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back. Real Talk, Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Wanted to wrap up the segment here. I mean, we got some more questions coming in. Again, as always, you want to be a part of the show. You got anything you want to talk about from UFC 329 last night? McGregor goes down. Paddy Pimblett takes a win before that. So, I mean, we can talk about it all. That is 402-464-5685. Is Conor now becoming more of a promo cutter / payday as opposed to a top opponent who consistently had a target on his back? Yeah, I mean, I think going back to not just that alone, but going back to the question of, oh, this was staged. I looked through a couple comments here of just people on Twitter, because again, people are kind of getting into assuming, and you know what people say about assuming. There's just I don't know. Like, I want to believe that McGregor didn't just take this as a payday and find a way out. But I mean, and again, do I think we're ever going to know? No. Do I think that was the reason? Also, no. But I think he is someone that you throw on the card, someone who wants to come back for hopefully right reasons, is what you hope. But at the same time, it's interesting because he is someone that does get the clicks and the views. I mean, there's a reason this was one of the most talked about UFC fights probably in a while. I mean, you could throw the UFC Freedom fight in there too, but that one just had buzz from a multitude of different angles. Everybody was talking about this. Like, this was supposed to be the return of the Mac. The Notorious One is back. All of this, that, and the third, and you lose it. And I don't know. I mean, I want to say that guys want to fight him because he has his target on his back of being the baddest, but he's not that anymore. Do I think we'll get there with McGregor? Hopefully, maybe. I doubt it, but in his words, he's returning at some point. I just don't know when that is, and I just don't know if it's necessary because you have nothing to prove right now. I think, especially after last night. Going into last night, I had similar thoughts, but it was like, okay, like you're fighting one of the best guys in your respective UFCs, and it's great. It's a good contest. It's a good competition, basically. Like, you're not going to go in there and get a cakewalk, but you also have the chance of getting yourself rocked, and that's what you want when you're a guy who is having to prove that. Do I think he had to prove anything? Not necessarily, but do I think that he had to prove to himself in the midst of all this that he still got it? Yeah, and I think that's probably what got him a little shooting for the stars, aim for the moon type of thing, was that he did think that he had to live up to what everybody was expecting. Like, no one expected you to go out there and just look like you hadn't taken a second out of the ring. Like, I would have been perfectly fine with the feel-out process, like I think a lot of us would. Because not only does McGregor walk out of this looking like, sure, injury-prone is the word we can throw in there because Nikki brought it up earlier, but he comes into leaves this now looking like a little damaged goods. Like, that's how I want to describe Conor McGregor from now on until I'm either proven wrong or until this is just not going to be what he's doing anymore. He's damaged goods. You can sell the product all you want. You can tell me in everything that you think he's the baddest man alive. You can tell me that you think he's back. You can tell me the Mac is back. The Notorious One is here. You can tell me everything. You can have the orange and the green and the white lights flashing everywhere. You could sell me this Like, it is a pen I've been needing for the last 20 years. And will I buy it? Probably. But now you can't do that anymore. Now it's coming with the label. Now it's the damaged goods. Because, yes, you're getting Conor McGregor, but you're not getting Conor McGregor who you're not getting the McGregor we want. You're not getting the McGregor we need. You're not getting the McGregor that even he knows who he is right now. I want to say, like, it's just sad. I think sad's the word I'm rolling with, and I think for rightful reasons. Because it is sad. This is a guy we grew up in the sport with, kind of just saying, like, that's the dude. Like, we enjoyed it. The name was bigger than life itself at some points, but it's just sad to see. It really is. It's sad simply for the fact that we know how good he can be. And it's like I said before one of our breaks earlier, and I'll say it before this break right now, it seems like everybody but Conor McGregor knows that this should probably be it. Knows that yesterday probably maybe even shouldn't have happened. You have nothing to prove. You're a guy with the name and the status and the wins and the belts and everything you've accumulated in your time fighting. You didn't need this. I want to say he was trying to prove it to himself, but obviously I don't know anymore. And that's okay. I'll be curious about it, but it is just, it's interesting to think about, I think. Because for a guy like McGregor, a guy who can have the world in his hand when it comes to attention, goes out there and does this. And again, I'm not faulting him for getting hurt. I hope nobody does that because that's not the case. You can't talk the talk. You can't tell everybody you're going to walk the walk. You can't even walk in general now. Like, where does that come from? And that's unfortunate because as a competitor, as an athlete, you want to tell everybody you're everything. And you want to believe it and you want to tell everybody about it. We got another question here we'll address on the other side of the break here. But it's just interesting. This is Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket. Stay tuned right here, ticketfm.com.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they're committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perchmerch.com.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just their professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier, furry friends.
Anderson Ford in Lincoln has 2 convenient locations, which means 2 times the customer service, 2 times the inventory, and 2 times the ability to get you in the car of your dreams. Whether you visit us on the north side or the south side, you'll find more selection and a team that's always on your side. When you're looking for a better way to buy your next Ford, visit Anderson Ford in Lincoln, where exceptional service meets unbeatable selection.
Big value and big flavor meet at Wings and Rings thanks to the all-new delicious Duo Combo. This is the one you've been waiting for. Get 1 half-sized appetizer and 2 entrees with a side for only $19.99. Bring a friend for the best deal in town on any day of the week, during game time, or whenever the heck you want. Their made-to-order wings and chicken sandwiches are waiting for you at their 68th and O and 40th and Old Cheney locations. Stop by Wings and Rings and celebrate every day with the best meal deal in town.
You started your business to build something special. Now it's time to grow and protect it. At Pinnacle Bank, our treasury management services help you do just that. Through smarter payment technology, account administration, and fraud protection. So no matter the size of your business, you can get the most out of your financial operations. Request your free consultation at pinbank.com/consult. Pinnacle Bank, the way banking should be. Member FDIC.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to Oak Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
93.7 The Ticket is Lincoln's home for Kansas City Royals baseball in 2026. Catch all the action as Bobby Witt Jr., Salvador Perez, Vinny Pasquantino, and a pitching rotation led by Cole Reagans try to lead the Royals back to the postseason. That's Kansas City Royals baseball all summer long. On the air in Lincoln at 93.7 The Ticket.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option, Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com. On the internet, KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket. The headlines, they can lie. The scoreboard, it can mislead. But Rudy, whether you like it or not, will keep it real. Get your dose of reality during Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back to your second hour here of Real Talk. Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Got some more McGregor questions coming in here. We'll answer them all again. If you want to be a part of the show, 402-464-5685, or, of course, chime in on YouTube, Twitter, Facebook, X, wherever you want to see us. We're there, I promise. So tune in. Questions you got, we'll answer them all. One question you brought up here, Nikki. Since he's under contract for at least one more fight, do you expect it to be Max? If he does return, if not Max, then who? I think with the narrative, if he comes back, I think the narrative you could build for it probably, but I also as soon as McGregor went down and as soon as the fight was called off and you just saw Max obviously wasn't distraught, but you could tell the look of, oh yeah, it happened. There was no pride in it because you can't be prideful about it. At the end of the day, he really necessarily did nothing as well in the terms of what caused this to be the loss. He won, and there's nothing taking that away from him. But my thing is, after the fight, I was like, man, from what I've heard from Anthony Lionheart here at the Ticket and just hearing our UFC conversations around the station and understanding and seeing what some of these guys go through in the camps and everything that leads up to the fights is crazy. I mean, I have an uncle who's a boxer back in the day. And again, there's just the mentality of a fighter and the mentality of any competitor who does combat sports like this. Your prep for it isn't prepping like you're going to go get an at bat. You're not going to prep like you're playing a football game. You're not prepping like you do for any other sport in the way you do in combat sports. And I think that's awesome. I think it's great. I think it shows who truly is built for this type of line of work. And again, McGregor went through camps too. I'm not trying to just discredit that, but at the same time, I felt horrible simply for the fact that you've trained this long and this has been your main focus and you've cut weight and you've done things that no other human being would possibly do to their own bodies to get ready for this fight. And it's over in 69 seconds and it's over without you ever truly doing anything to him besides hitting McGregor while he was already on the ground. I felt like it was a moment robbed, not just for the fans, but for Max Holloway too. This fight, I want to say McGregor was coming in here thinking he was the top dog and all this and that. And that's great. I mean, you're Conor McGregor, you have the name, you have the accolades. But it just felt like that. It never felt like Max Holloway was doing too much and he was staying within himself. And I enjoy that. What I don't enjoy is understanding just how much these guys went through for it to be over like that. That's my thing when I think about if Max wants to fight McGregor again, you're running the risk now of Max Holloway being able to put himself through the camps, cut the weight, gain the weight, do whatever he has to do to get ready to fight McGregor again, if that is the hypothetical outcome we have here. But if I'm Max Holloway, I'm thinking simply along the lines of, I'm going to get myself through all of this for a guy who, again, is damaged goods, for a guy who at any given moment, when he takes a step back, when he takes a step up, when he jumps in the air, when he lands, again, and that's a risk that any one of these guys runs, but it's a risk that has been pretty prominent in recent McGregor fights. And that's something that if I'm a guy who is willing to put myself through the line to fight some of the best competition in the world, do I think that's Conor McGregor? Do I think it's someone I want to put my life on the line and put my body on the line to fight? At this point in his career, probably not. I think there's other men who can probably toe-to-toe to go with him, go with Max Holloway, that is. But I just don't think it's worth it. I don't think it is worth it for Max Holloway right now to really do that. Do I think the name will draw in? Absolutely. And I think if we were to get a McGregor return, do I think the storylines you could build with it would be great? Yeah, I mean, technically these guys are now 1-1. Like, you would have the story in itself. You would have the, okay, well, now they got a battle. Now, like, let's even the score. I mean, let's take the lead here. Like, okay, you'd have the narrative. I don't think it's worth it for him. I don't think it's worth it for Max. I don't think it's worth it for Conor. I don't think it's worth it for either of these guys because you don't need it. You don't. If you're Max Holloway, you need to be focusing on different things now. Because McGregor, whether you would beat him at the next, like let's say they fight again, you beat him at that next point, it's not going to hold the weight it would have held if you knocked him out yesterday. And that's not his fault. That's not the way I'm wanting it to come across. I'm wanting it to come across along the lines of, you had it there. You had the chance to do it. And that chance was taken away from you because of nothing you did. It's because injury prone, damaged goods. It's because wrong step, whatever the case may have been, staged fight, whatever it is, whatever you want to say it was, we're never going to know now. And you're not going to have that McGregor reasoning with it. And that's, I don't know. If I'm Max Holloway, I'm probably not going to be looking down the barrel of fighting McGregor again. And that's sad to say because I'm sure we've said that in the years past about guys who don't want to fight Conor McGregor because they're scared because he is the notorious one. But it's not worth it right now. I'm not putting myself on the line to fight an aging, damaged goods Conor McGregor if I'm Max Holloway. And that sucks because like I said, I was in it for just a good fight. I didn't have a horse in the race. I just wanted someone to have a good fight. And I was robbed of that. So do I want to see that again? Probably not. Did I enjoy the hype? My favorite thing, and I've said it with the guys here in the studio, I've said it with so many people, my favorite thing about McGregor is what my favorite thing about myself, Rudy Gres IV, as a baseball player was. Whether I was 0 for 4 that day or whether I'm having the best at-bats of my life, the way I talk to people competitively, the way I'm trash talking competitively, the way I'm talking to myself competitively is always going to be the same. And for a guy like McGregor, that's going to remain true. If he fights again, you're going to hear the same talk. You're going to hear the same belief. You're going to hear everything that we heard this entire week and this entire camp leading up to this fight. But it's not going to hold the weight anymore. Like if I want to go tell people, hey, I'm the best hitter on this team. Hey, you can't strike me out, but I lead the team in strikeouts. It's like, okay, like, cool. Like I asked this question on Friday. I said, my question's not if McGregor's going to talk trash. My question is if Conor McGregor truly believes Conor McGregor. And I think he does. I do think that he believes that everything he tells everybody about himself is true. But now you're hitting this point of you might believe it, Conor. Nobody else does anymore. And it's not a skill thing, which is insane to think about. It's insane to think about because you just don't. Your body can't put up with it right now. Like, that's the problem. And that's kind of where I'm just, I don't know. He believes what he's saying. And that's half the battle. But like I said, it's that narrative's going to follow now. If you throw him in the main event again and you throw him against the big name like Max Holloway, for example, that's going to follow. Like, and I don't know if that's worth it. I don't know if it's worth it for McGregor. I don't know if it's worth it for the fans to be invested in the guy who can easily stop a fight in a little bit over a minute. And do I think he wanted the fight to end? No. I mean, you heard Max Holloway say that as soon as he noticed something, he was asking the ref for a stoppage or to check what was going on, whatever it may have been. And McGregor was telling him, no, let's fight. Like, as he was on the ground, he's telling Max Holloway, let's fight. And that's what Max Holloway's words were, where he said, okay, let's fight. He let him stand up, and that obviously is where things went wrong, and he couldn't stand, and okay. Like, it's not worth it anymore. It's not worth it to be invested in a Conor McGregor fight when you know you're going to be let down. I would have much rather he gone out there. He tells everybody he's the baddest dude on the planet. He thinks that his stuff don't smell. He thinks that he's the best fighter in the world. And you go out there and you get rocked. You go out there. Let's say he gets like striked to death, and let's just say he loses in that first round. He takes a shot to the jaw, somehow wraps him up for the night. I would have been okay with that, because then you can assess the fight. Okay, maybe he was one mistake away from not getting knocked out, one mistake away from not getting submitted, or maybe he takes the win. Whatever the case may have been, it's so much better than what we got last night. Last night, you basically, in my eyes, got a DNP. You did not participate, did not play. And yeah, you did. Yeah, you did on paper. Yeah, you got the minute. Yeah, you got the punches. Sure, you tried to get the strikes. But like now when I think of McGregor, when I think of Conor McGregor, it is going to be hard for me to truly, it's going to be hard for me to remember the doubles champ does what the blank he wants. And it's going to be hard for me to think about the Notorious one and the press conferences of who the blank is that guy. It's going to be hard for me to think of that now, because leading up from all of that was ultimately the demise of it all. Like, injury prone is kind of just, it sucks, because we've seen so many star athletes kind of get into the cycle of they're never the same. But then we also get into the cycle of this where, yeah, they're never the same probably, but they're not even able to return to a certain form. And that's the worst of it all, because like I said, I would have rather we see a poor performance and it's like, okay, that's it. Maybe we're done. Maybe we're retired. Maybe we're washed. Let's start thinking about that. But now it's like you're in a position where you're at a crossroads of you can try to come back and try it, or you kind of just ride off into the sunset and let it be what it is. And egotistically, do I think he's going to let it ride into the sunset and let it be what it is? No, I don't. So if we do get the comeback, you're gambling a lot here, as far as, are you gonna is he even gonna last a minute now? Like, that is going to be the new narrative. And for a guy like Conor McGregor, like I said, who has given us so much as UFC fans and has done so much for the sport and done so much just in his career and everything that follows suit with that, it's going to suck that that's going to be the narrative. The current narrative with him is that, like that, you're going to get hurt. Maybe you shouldn't be out there. Whatever the case may be, like, we're not going to be focusing on the Notorious, the baddest dude in the world no more. Now it's the saddest dude. Like, it is just sad to see it. And am I the biggest McGregor fan? I've said it, no, but I'm a fighting fan. I'm a good fighting fan. I like seeing guys who can just compete. And if you're able to get hurt in opening rounds off a strike you tried to land, then hey, maybe that is a sport that comes with injury. It's a sport that it's not the end of the end all be all. It's not, he won't be the first, he won't be the last. But if you're going to sell me on a Conor McGregor fight and you're Conor McGregor, hey, I better see a Conor McGregor fight. Again, out of his hands, sure. Disappointing? Absolutely. I think it's an interesting point, though, because do I think he is done but is struggling to accept it? That's that this is kind of the problem we're going to run into with not being able to get the fight last night. Like, injury wise, like, I want to say that no, I like that. This is the dilemma that I knew we were going to run into as soon as the fight ended how it did, was simply alone on the fact that, like, it's, none of us saw enough last night to say that, oh, he still got it, or oh, he doesn't. And I think that's the worst part of it all, was like, we just, I could not tell you. Do I think now these questions are going to be arising for him of if he does still have it? Maybe, yeah. I mean, there were questions going into it already with the time off, with that whole narrative around it, coming off of basically another injury. Like, was he going to be the same fighter? And I think a big narrative going into this was the type of injury he sustained to his left leg was one that not many fighters come back from. And if they do, they're not the same fighter. Like, those questions were already in the process of having to be answered. And then you get to this point of where it's just, I don't know. Like I said, I wish we would have seen enough last night to at least have an assessment on that and to at least have this conclusion of, okay, what we saw last night was not enough, and what we saw last night wasn't up to standard. Because at the end of the day, can you blame McGregor for being hurt? And the answer is going to be no. Now, if he would have gone out there and maybe re-injured the same leg, okay, maybe it's like, yeah, maybe that will be a lingering issue and all this and that and the third, and then that's a different narrative. I truly believe if he were to re-injure the same leg, I think it does become a topic that is a little different. But for it to be it is just injuries in general. I've always thought that like the word freak injury stands out just on its own because it is an interesting term. But for the way the injury obviously took place, I wish we saw more. And I know that's not just, oh, look at Rudy. He thinks that he's the only one that thinks that. No, but what I'm getting at, like, this is going to be the question we're going to be having until we find out if that return is going to happen, and we find out what his next moves are, and we find out what the diagnosis is, and once we find out everything, then sure, I think then we can answer maybe the questions of if he's done and where his acceptance rate is going to be of that. But it's a weird line that we're on with this right now. Because you want to believe in the terms of what he's been able to accomplish and the type of fighter he was. You want to assume that that's still in there somewhere. And you want to assume that he has it up to scale like that, and he has what it takes to be back there. Because I'll be honest, I don't think anyone thought we were going to get 100% of what Conor McGregor was. But if you could have gotten 80 to 85 of that, you would have put yourself in a situation where, yeah, now it maybe isn't even 50-50. I still think Holloway would have had the advantage at that. But now you're in a position where, yeah, I mean, you have the animal, you have the danger in you to go out there and do what you've kind of been expected to in terms of just your own career on its own standing legs. But we don't even know if that was capable. We don't know what percentage of McGregor he would have had because last night we got 0% of everything. And I think that's why I'm harping on the word of disappointment on it, because the disappointment of it all was just, it didn't make sense. Like, I think that's also another thing. The way things just panned out, it's always interesting to me because when things happen with injuries, whether it's star players getting hurt, I mean, you look at the 49ers a couple of years ago, you got guys taking the field, boom, torn Achilles. Like, injuries, that's why I think the word freak accident's not funny to me, but at least there's an interesting word because I think all injuries are freak accidents. No one does anything with the intention or the idea that they're going to get hurt. So, yeah, I mean, I think freak injuries happen. I think, sure, some injuries maybe have different circumstances where it's like, how in the world did that happen? But with last night, like, everything that a fighter does in that ring is with intent. Whether it's the feeling out process, there's done with intent. Whether it's a punch thrown, obviously you could be setting up for another move. Like, all these fighters are just steps ahead. And I think that was the initial thing I noticed, or at least that stood out to me, was just that opening move of going for that kick. And I'll never know this. I don't know if it'll ever be said. I don't think that's anything that probably ever does get said. But I am curious what the approach going into the fight was going to be for him. And if it was going to be one of those where you try to get the, not shock factor, but the initial, not shock factor, but regardless, when you're trying to make a move like that to start the fight, you're swinging for the fences. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. But when you're a fighter who hasn't fought in 5 years, I think things change a little bit. I think you got to approach it a little differently. I think you have to have the feeling out round. And I'm sure that the camps went well. I'm sure he was up to a decent amount of what he was expectant. But I also heard Anthony Lionheart-Smith this past week actually talking about just prepping for camps and how that whole scene looks like. And he mentioned, like, I'd much rather go fight guys leading up to fights or just in general in terms of training against guys who probably will be better than me. Because he said there is a time and a place where guys become a little embarrassed or at least shy away from wanting to fight fighters they don't know, because if they lose and it's a different feeling, it's a different story. And I do wonder, I don't think that McGregor would have had an easy camp at all. But I do wonder now what the approach would have been like. What did some of those sparring matches look like? Like, I'm curious now. I want to know what percentage of McGregor he would have had, because I think if we know that, if we would at least gotten one round out of him, and then something happens in the second on either end, I think you would have had enough to go off of if you think he's done. And I just don't. We're never going to know that. And I think maybe that's for the better. If you're McGregor right now and retirement's the reason, retirement's the idea, stepping away from the fighting world is your plan, is your route, I don't think anyone's going to fault you. I don't think anyone's going to be... People will be upset, but I don't think anyone's going to truly feel like it's the biggest regret. Because like I said, like now we're talking about where the legacy could be headed if that does become a reality of him coming back. And for a guy who has seemingly done so much just to hold that legacy up. And again, it's been talked about on many of our shows here that the off the mat things will come into some legacy talks. But I find it just very, very interesting that the return was still on the mind instantly right after. And maybe that's the fighter's mentality. Maybe that's just who he is. Maybe he does want to be back as truly as bad as he seems. But like I said, do I think it's worth it? I don't know. Do I think that for the fighter, that whoever he would have his next fight again, do I think that's worth it for them? Probably not. Because you're going to run the risk of training your entire camp for a guy who you don't know if he's going to last longer than 1 minute and 9 seconds right now. And that's not like that's been the case for every single one of his fights in his entire career. But you're facing an aging veteran. In layman's terms, you're facing an aging veteran who is now going to have 2 injuries to each of his legs. 2 in total, 1 on each of his legs. And for a sport and for a skill set like McGregor's that does incorporate the legs pretty heavily, you're not fighting McGregor anymore. You're just not. You're not fighting that same dude. It's the same thing with the Shaq Celtics comment we got earlier. Like, you might face the same name and the same face, but that's not the same guy. It's not. And it's crazy. It's like when you saw that Cavaliers team, I want to say it might have been 2019, somewhere around there with D Wade and Derrick Rose, and it's cool. Like, but that's not you. I think we're going to get to that point if we see him return. And if he returns and I'm wrong, we'll come back to this clip however many years away that seems to be. But I don't think it's worth it for guys to try to go into these fights anymore if McGregor wants to come back. Like you mentioned, he is under contract for one more fight. And we've seen fighters in the past retire, come back for a fight. So maybe that's the route we go. But it is also extremely too soon to tell. We're not going to have these answers today, tomorrow, or in a couple of days, but maybe a couple of days. Who knows? But with that being said, I don't think it is worth returning for in the near future. And I also just don't think that whenever the health and whenever the recovery cycle were to end, is that something that he even wants to do? Is that something that he wants to put his body through? Because again, you're a competitor. You're someone who has fought your entire life, basically, to be where you are. Is that something that at this point in his career, at the age of 38, I believe, is it something he even wants to do? I'm not too sure. That being said, we will be taking our first break, second hour here. Again, this is Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Select Plumbing and Utility has been serving Lincoln and the surrounding area for 14 years, and they're not slowing down. Select Plumbing and Utility handles all your plumbing needs, from faucets and water heaters to full renovations, and they can even help with your heating and cooling needs. They're also Lincoln's underground experts, repairing and replacing broken underground water and sewer lines since day one. Contact Select Plumbing and Utility today at 402-560-6197, assuring excellence in every situation, opportunity, and challenge. That's 402-560-6197.
Rico here with HIS Auto Care at 70th and Van Dorn, letting you know HIS is a great place to bring your vehicle for service. With superior service bumper to bumper, we'll treat your vehicle like it's your mother's. Doesn't get any better than that. So call 402-488-8934, and HIS Auto will make you glad you did. 5% off, mention this ad, and for sure your mother will be proud you called. 402-488-8934, HIS Auto Care, 70th and Van Doren. God bless you.
If you want to make new floor shopping easier, come to O Street Carpet. Hi, I'm Steve Carper. Our flooring professionals can help you choose the best flooring for you, your family, and your budget. We eliminate the confusion. Even better, you'll be enjoying your new flooring much sooner. No 6 or 8 week waits. We'll install right away and save you money on installation. Floor shopping made easy every day at O Street Carpet.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Start your Sundays off right with Jeff and Nicole Essink on Fitness Fanatics. Jeff and Nicole discuss health and wellness, how to achieve fitness goals, and more through the life of gym owners and gym goers. It's Fitness Fanatics from 9 to 11 a.m. on Sundays on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. MHC isn't a new company, just a new name. Moe's Moving is now Moe's Home and Commercial. Whether moving across town or across the state, MHC Moving has you covered, specializing in home, apartment, assisted, and independent living moves. MHC can handle your commercial moves as well. MHC Moving has 0 hidden fees. You'll never pay for same-day booking or be charged for stairs, heavy items, or elevator fees. Rates are the same Monday through Saturday, and you will never pay a truck or fuel surcharge. And they offer payment plans through PayPal. Call MHC Moving today at 402-853-7167 or go to mhcmoving.com. Power Underground has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white truck, you know the best workers in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built upon hard work, authentic people, and a pedigree of success. They're offering top-notch benefits, matching 401k, and a $600 per year clothing allowance. Bauer Underground, a family-friendly company with room for advancement. If you're seeking a career with a growing company, Gaina Trucking and Excavating is hiring and looking for additions to their team. Gaina Trucking has a strong team culture, competitive pay, 401ks, and benefits like health, dental, and vision. Drivers are guaranteed 40 hours per week, even in the winter months, and are home every night. Start your career today at Gaina Trucking and Excavating. Apply today at GainaTrucking.com.
When something breaks, you want someone you can trust to fix it right. Empire Repair is now open in Waverly and ready to serve our community with reliable auto repair and maintenance. From routine service to bigger repairs, our team is here to keep you on the road. Stop by Empire Repair in Waverly or call 402-786-2224 to schedule your service today. Empire Repair, proud to serve Waverly.
There's a jalapeno heat wave rolling through Amigos, and honestly, we're here for it. The new crisp jalapeno popper burrito is stuffed with bold jalapeno cream cheese filling for a smooth, spicy heat in every crispy bite. And the new jalapeno popper Frenchies are a perfect fiery twist on the classic fave. This summer, the heat index is officially set by Amigos, and it's a jalapeno heat wave. Try the newest bold, fresh flavors at Amigos. Hey USA, it's your 250th birthday, and Amigos brings the party. The Yankee Burrito is back, and what's more American than a hot dog in a crispy tortilla? This summer, the All-American Twist is back too, for just $3.99. There's festive layers of red slushy, white soft serve, and blue slushy with whipped cream and a cherry on top. Celebrate freedom, flavor, and fun in every bite with a Yankee Burrito and All-American Twist, only at Amigos.
Concrete Industries has immediate openings for production laborers, operators, and drivers. Earn great pay starting at $21.50 per hour, plus health benefits, 401k, paid time off, and more. Right now, production laborers can earn a $1,500 hiring bonus, and drivers are eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience? No problem. Concrete Industries offers on-the-job training and opportunities to grow your career. Start your future today. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Things that impair you come in many different shapes and sizes. Some are the shape of beer and liquor bottles. Others look like cigarettes but aren't cigarettes at all. These are the things we know impair us, the things our parents warned us about. What we're not always aware of is our new prescription or the over-the-counter medicine we picked up just for allergies or a bad cold. See, it doesn't just matter how much of a substance you take. If you are impaired, driving is deceptively dangerous. Don't drive impaired. Paid for by the NDOT Highway Safety Office.
Nebraska State Veterans Homes are here to serve veterans, their spouses, surviving spouses, and Gold Star parents. Join your fellow veterans and their families at one of our homes in Bellevue, Kearney, Norfolk, or Scotts Bluff. With a sliding scale to determine your financial contribution, an excellent clinical team, and plenty of fun activities, our homes are the perfect retirement choice. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/homes. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive. If you own a BMW, Audi, Volkswagen, or Mini, specialized service matters. Our team uses advanced diagnostic equipment, OE equipment, including factory-level software, to accurately diagnose and repair your vehicle. Dealer-level capabilities with hometown service. A1 Automotive, 1117 L Street. You can call us 402-477-4660.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait. Apply now.
Reality is setting in. Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back. Real Talk, Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket. TicketFM.com. In other news that is not Conor McGregor and the UFC event from last night. Again, if you want to catch any of what we talked about there the last, hour and a half, all UFC. Nothing wrong with that. If you got some UFC questions, you got some UFC comments, you got some UFC concerns, send them along the way. 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman Jewelers text line. Or come join the YouTube stream. Send them in on Facebook. Send them in on Twitter. Wherever you want to send them, we'll answer them all. Get that for you guys ASAP. But something else was taking place yesterday. Again, it was in a very eventful 24 hours, like we mentioned to start the show here. And something that is a big deal in my realm of sports will forever be the MLB draft took place yesterday. And something that I found interesting, I have a group chat with former roommates, former teammates of mine. There's 4 of us in there. We all played collegiate baseball in Nebraska Westland. We all were pretty good. We all played baseball our whole lives. We've all kept up with the realm. We keep up with our teams, our respectful teams as well. We do everything we can to be in the baseball world, because why not? I mean, we grew up with it. It just makes the most sense, right? Like, I mean, perfect, ideal. But yesterday, I was aware that the draft was kind of going on. Didn't know when it was going to start. 2 of them in the group chat mentioned they didn't even know the draft was going on today at all. And the other one, he never really responds to us. So I don't even know what he thought. But back to the point here. The MLB draft did take place yesterday. And to no surprise, Rock Chalowski, shortstop, UCLA, gets taken first overall pick, first round to the Chicago White Sox, a team that's already probably set at shortstop. They have Colson Montgomery there, and I don't think that's a bad thing. I mean, shortstops are one of the most utilized positions that you draft, because you draft these athletes. Because that's the thing, shortstops can truly play anywhere. It's not a secret. We all are aware of it. I mean, you have guys like Javier Baez last year who become center fielders for the Detroit Tigers, things like that all over. So that's not a bad idea here at all. Second overall, take Grady Emerson, shortstop, another shortstop, from Fort Worth Christian High School down in Texas. And again, Texas got good sports everywhere, but Fort Worth, okay. Mind you, these guys are approximate pick value. Number 1, Rock Chalowski, $11.35 million. Grady Emerson, $10.51 million. Then we just keep going here. But Von Lackley, Georgia Tech, goes to Minnesota. Jackson Flora, UC Santa Barbara, goes 4th overall. Derek Curiel, outfielder from LSU. Zion Rose, Louisville, outfielder. Then you get back into the high school realm. You got Eric Booth Jr. going 7th overall to the Baltimore Orioles. Drew Burris, Georgia Tech. AJ Garcia, Virginia. Tyler Bell, Kentucky. Texas A&M. Chris Hokopane goes to the Nationals. Jared Grindlinger. Bunch of great names. What stood out to me, of course, I mean, we'll get down the line here just to get some, because there's some worth mentioning once we get into these later picks here. Don't you worry. And we're gonna get to them as soon as this website loads, because I want all the stats I'm gonna read off and all the names and everything that I'm gonna read off here to be as accurate as possible. There was a couple Huskers who have been taken actually in the MLB draft. Again, I don't know what is going on with the website here, but trust me, they did. I just want to make sure this is all good for us. But is this going to help on the website? Probably not. One second. With that being said, though, do I think the MLB draft is kind of trending away? I do. And we'll be talking about that for sure. But here we go. Nebraska junior Ty Horn was selected in the 3rd round of the MLB draft by the Cincinnati Reds. Taken 3rd round, 94th pick overall in the draft, which is insane. I mean, it's awesome because like this is a guy who is pitching with that N on his hat, just with so much pride. And then of course you add into here, we had multiple draft picks over the day, or at least in going into today. 2. Yes. My thing that I'm trying to get at here, couple things. I think that for some reason, the MLB draft, going back to the group chat, going back to my buddies here, the MLB draft just does not get anywhere near the recognition that I think it deserves. I mean, I think the only one that kind of was semi-national was the Paul Skeens, Dylan Cruz year, because you had some big names in there. You had some big high school names. Max Clark. You had Walker Jenkins getting drafted that year, I believe. Enrique Bradfield from Vanderbilt, I also believe that year. Like, you had the names to kind of back it up, but it's so interesting now because we're hitting a point where people don't even know when the draft is. There's nothing like to draw people in anymore. And I don't know if that's, well, I mean, I have an idea here. I have some guesses. I think it's also the fact that college baseball is probably not as marketed as much as it should be. I think college baseball gets the proper marketing for, what would it be, a week and a couple of days, a week and a half at the end of the season. But before that, like, there's no, like, unless you're someone like us here at the Ticket who we follow the baseball season, we make sure that everything all year is up to par. We know the names. We know everything that's going on, or at least we try to. Excuse me. But there's no household names if you're a casual in college baseball fandom. And it's not a bad thing. I understand baseball is not everybody's cup of tea. I understand college baseball is not everybody's cup of tea. I was talking to a buddy today who just simply is not just in that realm, and that's okay. Could he name off 50 MLB players in the back of his hand? Probably. But you think about it, these are kids who are some of the most obviously talented. They want to be getting drafted if they're not. But Rock Chalowski, it's crazy to just think about that. I was fortunate enough to see this guy play in the Big Ten tournament here in Omaha a couple months ago now, and walked right by him in the tunnel. He acknowledged I existed for a little bit, so I basically know the guy who just got drafted. Thank you. But no, back to the point. Like, these are guys that I don't know if it's just baseball in general, because I feel like it's pretty common, but the marketing on the draft could be so much better. But I think a big part that plays into it is, one, college isn't marketed as much as it probably should be or needs to be. Because, like, even you think about it, it's just, I feel like the MLB draft used to be a lot more high school heavy. And right now, I mean, let's just look at the top 10 picks here. You have college, high school, college, college, high school, college. So 1, 2. 2 out of your top 10 are high school kids. And I think for the first time in a while, that is probably one of the lower numbers we've seen. Because you've seen the years where it's high school player after high school player after high school player and the projections and this and that. But I also know that the MLB is trying to put in those rules of, okay, we're going to get away from high school drafts. So maybe this is how that's going to look, and that's okay. But the fact that a day like today, or a day like yesterday, pardon me, where if you're a White Sox fan, you get the number 1 player in college baseball, per se, he's going to be on your team. And it's like, it just goes under the radar by so much. And I don't know how to grow that. Because, again, these are also guys who maybe, even if you are Rock Chalowski, the number 1 player in the world, you're not going to be on that field for another 3 years, is probably the realm you're in. Maybe he advances a little quicker. I've seen some scouting reports on some of his issues, and they're not big issues. I promise. They're similar issues to what I had back in the day. But they're issues that if you have the right hitting coach and you have the right process, that'll be fine. And the White Sox are in a good situation right now where you can allow him to develop properly. They're one of the best teams in baseball right now, or at least one of the most improved and one of the more successful teams going into things right now. They have talent they're building. I know they have Munetaka Murakami, who might be extended for a couple years. Hopefully he likes it there in Chicago. I kind of don't want to see him go to the Dodgers or nothing because that would really put a thorn in my side. But I think the White Sox got a good pickup there. But again, back to the point, it's just these guys won't touch the field for a couple years. And even when they do, by then, it's like, I feel like baseball is in such a mentality where if you're not Mike Trout, if you're not Bryce Harper, if you're not Fernando Tatis, if you're not Shohei, if you're not these bigger name guys, you kind of don't mean anything. And that's crazy to me because, yes, those names hold a lot of weight for rightful reasons. In baseball, you don't have a big name because you're average. You don't really have Brian Scalabrinis of the MLB world. If someone knows your name, it's for right reasons. And if they know him for the wrong reasons, then, hey, that exists too. Alek Manoah, for example. But I just find it interesting that the NFL draft is probably the one that is the most tuned into, talked about. The NBA draft, I mean, there's some people that do forget that comes around on the exact days, but you're tuned in because you know that some of those picks and some of those names from the college scene are big because college basketball is also very heavily harped on and more nationally talked about, I want to say. And then you have the NHL. You have other sports that have their drafting processes. But for baseball, it's just you never really hear much about it. And it's not it almost feels like the MLB themselves don't make it that big of a deal. It kind of just comes and it kind of just goes. Yes, you have your big name picks, but I think a big reason why people don't understand, or not understand, I think a big reason why people aren't aware that the draft is always going on All-Star Week that they don't kind of grasp the idea that maybe they should tune into that, is because the MLB doesn't tell us to. Not that, they told me to do it, I'm going to do it, but the MLB doesn't do a good job of marketing their own draft. Again, I think you'll probably hear about it if you're watching MLB Network every day, but not everybody can have MLB Network. I think you probably know about it if you're a Rock Chalowski fan, if you're a White Sox fan, if you're a top 10 pick, it probably means a little more to you guys. But outside of that, you just don't. The talks just don't get talked about. And I don't know why. I don't know why you don't. I just feel like the MLB has done a poor job of marketing as a whole. As a league, I mean, in general knowledge, I don't think they've done as much as they could have. They have the best stars in the world. You have guys like Fernando Tatis Jr. You have guys like all these guys, and I think they're starting to get into that more, but you still have so much left on the table. You still have so much meat left on the bone when it comes to some of these guys. You have so much of these guys that can just get into everything that comes with the territory of being a highly marketable player, and the MLB just fails to do it. And I don't know why that is. And I hope they can get away from that because the MLB draft is the best night for so many of these guys. And you're seeing so many new talents just get brought up every single day in the MLB draft like this. That being said, we'll be taking our last break here. And we'll see you on the other side here. Again, this is Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.
Are you looking for an exciting new way to put your skills to work? Explore new career options in the fintech industry at Currency, a Sandhills Global company. We offer full-time positions in financial sales, compliance, operations, and other fields. We also offer a 4.5-day work week, an attractive benefits package, and opportunities for advancement. Put your motivation to work and grow with us at Currency. Visit gocurrency.com/careers to learn more.
Hey, Jake, you know what I love almost as much as the Big Red?
Big scores on the field?
Good guess, but nope.
Big spikes on the court?
Love those too, but I'm thinking food. Like those big, budget-friendly portions you find at Buzzard Billy's.
Now you're talking. I love Buzzard Billy's. I love the shrimp po' boys and the blackened chicken.
You almost always find me enjoying gumbo.
Big plays, big scores, big wins, Big Red. Yep, love them all, especially
those big portions that are budget-friendly. Only at Buzzard Billy's, A-Market.
Concrete Industries has immediate openings for production laborers, operators, and drivers. Earn great pay starting at $21.50 per hour, plus health benefits, 401k, paid time off, and more. Right now, production laborers can earn a $1,500 hiring bonus, and drivers are eligible for a $2,500 hiring bonus. No experience? No problem. Concrete Industries offers on-the-job training and opportunities to grow your career. Start your future today. Visit concreteindustries.com.
Lincoln is full of great golf courses in a state that is getting national recognition for exceptional golf. Friend Country Club is worth the drive, just 40 minutes from Lincoln and home to one of the state's most respected 9-hole courses. Enjoy their restaurant with popular items like a 14-ounce ribeye, 10-ounce sirloin, or chicken fried steak. Open Thursday through Saturday from 5:30 to 10 p.m. Expand your horizons with a trip to Friend Country Club, just 40 minutes southeast of Lincoln. It's worth a visit.
Bagels & Joe is the best place to start off your mornings this summer, and you can order your breakfast ahead of time on their app. This summer's cream cheese flavor is pickle. Pair it with a blueberry cobbler iced latte, and don't forget their Berry Breeze dirty soda. Stop by any of their 4 locations in Lincoln and their location in Seward. Bagels & Joe.
Hi, Kendall Warnock here, owner of A1 Automotive in Seward. We're more than just an automotive repair shop. We're part of this community. Our mission is simple: serve people well, build trust, and provide reliable vehicle repairs at a fair price. From oil changes to diagnostics, major repairs, we're here to help keep your family safe on the road. A1 Automotive, 408 Main Street, Seward, Nebraska.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. It's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear that you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
There once was a man from Nebraska who went searching for food in Alaska. When his stomach was rumbling while laying in bed, he could think of only one option: Führer's cheese spread. So he left it once and drove day and night to return back home for cheese spread delight. Now his stomach is full and the voice in his head tells him no more vacations without Führer's cheese spread. Find yours today at most local grocers.
With so much financial uncertainty, are you wondering if retirement savings will last? Markets ups and downs can keep you guessing, especially if you're approaching retirement or considering it. Hi, I'm Edward Jones, advisor Ryan Bach. If you have more questions than answers about what's next, let's work together to help you ensure you're prepared for the journey. After all, retirement isn't the end of the trek. It's a new beginning. Stop by our office at 8380 Old Cheney Road, Lincoln, Nebraska. Edward Jones, member SIPC.
Reality is setting in. Now back to Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV on 93.7 The Ticket.
That is right. Welcome back. Real Talk, Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com. Talked a lot about the UFC today. Rightful reasons. I mean, wasn't really a bigger event going on. Like I said, I know the MLB needs to do a little better marketing of the MLB draft, but that'll come in due time. Maybe they'll throw me on the committee. Who knows? But other than that, I mean, it's a big week here in Lincoln, too. It's a big week just in general, like I mentioned on Friday of Real Talk. The Home Run Derby's coming up soon. The Home Run Derby All-Star Game, Future Stars game, I believe, was yesterday. And it's always just, like, those are things that grow the game the right way for the Major League Baseball Association. But, I mean, you can't do more, but you need more is all. It's interesting. I mean, there's going to be a lot going on this week. Like I mentioned, you have that. You'll have the the Lincoln Salt Dogs Association, their league, will be having their all-star game here in town as well. We'll be there with the ticket. We'll be doing some live remotes. We'll also, again, if you need some ticket merch, stop by Haymarket Park. This will be on Wednesday. Yours truly will be there handing out T-shirts, bottle openers, keychains, wristbands, whatever else. You can get your dose of real talk that night. I know, crazy. But it's also just a good time because, we're also going to be at the Lincoln Challenger, which is the ATP's tennis event here that they are hosting. Started yesterday, I believe. I think we kicked off yesterday with the 1-point challenge, things like that, and it's rolling into today. And then again, all the rest of this week, we'll be out there tomorrow. We'll be doing remote broadcasting as well, giving you coverage of everything. I'll be out there Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, I believe is the plan right now. But yeah, it's going to be fun. I think tennis, we've talked about it here on the show quite a bit now. I think tennis is one of those sports that just, you can have so much fun in a sport where you don't really cheer much. And I think that's always interesting. I find it similar to golf in that sense where, yeah, you don't need to be yelling every play. You don't need anything all crazy or nothing, but it's a fun time to be out here. There's going to be so many events. I believe today's was Kids Day. They had bounce houses out there. They had face painting, everything you could really want just at the Lincoln Challenger. And again, you can meet Coach Cobelt, the Nebraska men's head coach, out there. Maybe Coach Dalmagro will be out there, the women's head coach. Who knows? Like, it is, you don't know who you're going to meet at some of these events. And I think that's a good thing. No one's saying it's a bad thing. But you at least show that, yeah, Lincoln is becoming a hotspot for tennis. And I don't think too many people are aware of that yet. So I'm excited to see how this all rolls out. Again, you're going to see some of the best talent in the up-and-coming tennis scene. Some of these guys played at the Wimbledon. Some of these guys played at the U.S. Open. Like, these are guys that can really get it going, and it's going to be a fun time for sure. And again, you're going to see some of the best talent in the world at an affordable price. It's fun for the whole family. If you haven't been to the SID down there, it's awesome. Connects right next to the soccer field. Again, just a great time. It's going to be cool to kind of see the Husker facilities on display for people who haven't been here. I'm excited. I'll be getting some fan content. I'll be interviewing some people, just understanding maybe where they're coming from, because I know we're going to have some international players breaking down their thoughts of our beautiful Lincoln, Nebraska here. It'll be fun. It'll be a good time. Tennis is one of those sports, like I said, you can tune in at any point of the match and you haven't missed much. Not that nothing's happened, but there's always something that's going to happen in a tennis match as the game keeps going. So I'm excited for that. Not much else going on. I'm not going to lie. In my own life, it's been pretty steady, pretty slow, but that's not a bad thing. I think I'm starting, again, for those who do know, those who don't know, graduated a couple months ago. I think now the adult life's kind of hitting me, and not in a bad way. I'm not hating on it. I'm not saying I'm not built for this. But it's been interesting. It's been fun. I got to go home last week and got to see the family back in San Antonio, Texas. Got to do everything I wanted to do down there. So it's been good times. It's been fun. I'm starting to understand that baseball has been my life for the last 23 going on 24 years now. And while that has remained true and I'm the baseball fan through and through, and do I miss taking live at-bats and do I miss hitting some doubles and some home runs? Yeah, I do. That's always going to come with it. But learning golf now, that's not nearly going as well. Here's what I'll leave us with before we get out of here. The same feeling I have when I'm stepping up to the tee box and I know for a good chance that my ball is probably going to slice 300 yards to the right. Yeah, 300 yards. I'll throw it out there. Yeah, I can hit a 300-yard drive. It's not going to go straight. It's not going to go the right direction. It might boomerang around. Who knows? But that same feeling of, man, I come out here and I know I'm going to get embarrassed. Man, I come out here and am I having fun? Yeah, sure. Maybe that's what McGregor is feeling. Who knows? Maybe me and McGregor have a lot more in common than I think. Is that right? Is that wrong? It's probably wrong. But with that being said, again, we talked about a lot here today. Talked about the UFC, where things get left now following the McGregor incident. Again, just disappointing, damaged goods, and a sad night for what was supposed to be one of the biggest nights. Again, the Vegas is where you want to have these. Vegas is where you want to be. Vegas is everything it's meant to be. And for McGregor, I'm unfortunate that it's going to go the way it went. Maybe we'll get some developing news. I know that the staged remarks are out there. We had a text come across the text line. We had a lot of comments on the YouTube comment line. Again, just a great time. Thankful for everybody who tuned in. Thanks for rocking with us. We will be live again Sunday. Might be live Friday night, too, after we do some BP with DP out there. You get some more information on that. This was Real Talk with Rudy Gres IV, 93.7 The Ticket, ticketfm.com.